Data manipulation and data corruption is rampant in the housing market. And I'm going to show you guys beyond a shadow of doubt that Redfin is doing exactly that. Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers. Now, the data is in, and I'm going to start by showing you guys the data manipulation that's going on right now with Redfin. In order to do that, let me show you where we were at last week, and let's see where we are at this week as it pertains to prices. Last week, we had a decline in median sales value of $750. Okay, that was last week. Now this week we actually had a movement upward of plus $725. So right away we know the biggest difference in change. Okay, the biggest difference in change is obviously the $750. That is a bigger number than the $725. But Redfin enjoys over-exaggerating when things go up, and they enjoy under-exaggerating when things go down. So again, last week, property values went down $750. Okay, so they went down $750. Let me move my picture up on my screen so you guys can see what a flat line looks like. Okay, so according to Redfin, do you see the trajectory there? That's what the trajectory of a loss of $750 looks like. There is no doubt in my mind that that line is not going down. That line, which represents a decline of $750, is going up. So if negative 750 shows an upward trajectory, what does a $725 trajectory show us? Now it should show us very little movement, right? Because it's less than 750, it's only $725. Let me show you the trajectory of a $725 increase according to Redfin. Okay, y'all see it? Okay, y'all see how defined that is? Look at that, you guys. That is what a $725, okay, so plus, it's lower than 750, okay? So the trajectory should be less evident, right? It should be less evident because last week we had 750, today we have a plus of 725. And you guys, what they've done here is they have made this trajectory upward a beacon. When we really look at that, we're like, oh my gosh, home values are starting to scream up again. To me, what I see right here is the fear of missing out once again at play. Y'all, if that blows your mind and disappoints you in any way, do me a favor, like the video for me even finding that out, because there's going to be no one that can explain and justify to me the manipulation that's going on with the Redfin data center charts. It's absolutely shocking. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, when they update the data center, all of it's going to be fixed. But for that market update report, it looks crazy. And that's not the only issue that I have with Redfin. The fact that they don't report new construction data makes it appear that the housing market is in way worse shape than it actually is. Let me show you. This is for Phoenix, and this is active listings. So right now, here's what I want you guys to understand. Active listings in Phoenix right now show that they're down 37.68%. So a lot of these bullish realtors are like using this to continue the fear of missing out approach that's all really they know how to do to sell houses, fear of missing out. You guys, this isn't taking into account new construction. Phoenix has an overwhelming amount of new construction. So if I'm only looking at how low inventory is, which again is 37.6% lower than it was last year, median sales price should be skyrocketing through the roof. But when we look at the median sales price for Phoenix, Phoenix is on the year-over-year decline list, even though it's not showing it. You guys, Redfin's not showing it. It's saying Phoenix is 0% year-over-year, even though that's not true. Redfin is doing whatever they want. If we go above, we can see this time last year, median sales prices were $450,000. Right now it's $448,000. Right now it's $448,000. That's $2,000 less. So apparently when the numbers don't go in the direction that Redfin wants, they just remove it. It's $2,000 less than last year. And yet it shows 0% year over year. How are we supposed to trust Redfin and respect what they're saying when they themselves don't even understand what they're saying? And that's not all. Let's look at my home metro area. Look at this, guys. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is the real doom and gloom. It's saying right now, active listings is down a whopping, shocking 38% year over year. So therefore, my own metro area, the median sales price should be exploding, right? Because inventory is 38% less. They're not showing the overwhelming amount of inventory for new construction. Look at the median sales price. It's not skyrocketing. Median sales price in Houston is down 2% year over year. That's insane. In other words, what I'm trying to say is understand that Redfin is missing about 1/3 of the total picture. If they're not using new construction data, then their information and what they're saying isn't accurate. Roughly 1/3 of total active listings right now is new construction. And you guys hear realtors that are completely brain dead saying that only 5% or only 10%, and we only have 1.9 months of supply. All of these, almost every single YouTube realtor, the big ones, are lying through their teeth. And if they're not lying through their teeth, they are so foolish, they don't even understand the data that they themselves are using. It's insane. The name of this Redfin article is Housing Market Update. Buyers get some relief as new listings finally increase. More sellers drop prices. To be honest with you, most of what Redfin is about to say is completely useless. I almost didn't include it in the video, but I am highlighting 3 paragraphs. So all I'm going to do is quote 3 paragraphs because everything else is complete trash. Listen to what Redfin has to say about the housing market. Buyers are welcoming even a small uptick in listings after nearly a year and a half of declines. Although many home buyers are staying on the sidelines with mortgage purchase applications down 2% week over week to their lowest level in nearly 30 years. Some house hunters are out there. Pending home sales posted their smallest annual decline in a year and a half. Some people are selling right now because they're concerned home values will go down, though that's definitely not a foregone conclusion. Others are noticing an uptick in demand and testing the waters. My advice for homeowners who are selling right now is to be realistic. Even though there are few home buyers out there, this isn't 2021. Price your home fairly so it will sell as fast as possible. Okay, fair advice. Let's see what they have to say about buyers. Buyers' budgets continue to take a hit with prices rising in much of the country and persistently high mortgage rates. Declining affordability has led to price adjustments in roughly 7% of U.S. homes for sale that had price drops. Taking a look at this week's leading indicators, daily average interest rate is sitting at 7.98%. That is whopping. Now, weekly average is also high at 7.63%. Mortgage purchase applications is down 2% week over week and down a whopping 22%, lowest level in 30 years. My entire adult life. I've been in the business for 2 decades and mortgage purchase applications are the lowest it's ever been in my entire career. Now, Redfin Home Buying Demand Index is somehow up 4% week over week. Okay, Redfin, now that rates are 8%, yeah, more people want to get off the sidelines. Whatever you say. Google Home for searches is down 12% year over year as well. Now, here's the median sales price sitting at $369,975. That was an uptick up of $725. I'm just getting to the point, guys, where I don't even know what Redfin is going to do next. And why aren't we including median sales price of new homes in this number? Take a look at this week's winners and losers. Starting in the winners column, we have number 1 at West Palm Beach. Really great fishing out there at 13.1. Then we have Newark at 13%. I know you guys hate how I pronounce that, but please, you guys, get over it. What's more important is the data, and you guys should know that I am with the slow reading group, and Hooked on Phonics did not work for me. Number 3 is Anaheim, sitting at an increase year over year of 12.2%, followed by New Brunswick at 11.4%, and San Jose, what? At 11%. Really important to note that that is not counting from peak. I could tell you guys from peak, they don't have anywhere close to that growth. As far as the losers, Texas is taking over. Holy smokes, probably as a result of the overwhelming amount of new construction like I've been talking about for the last year. And we're finally starting to see that play out with prices. Austin's at a loss year over year of 5.9. Again, that's not from peak. It's way more from peak. Fort Worth, Texas, right by Dallas, is down 2.2%. My own metro area is now the 3rd fastest declining metro area in the nation. Houston, oh my gosh, that's crazy, at 1.6%. San Antonio matching Houston at a loss of 1.6%. And then we have Florida. Welcome to the party, Florida, with Tampa with a nice loss of 1.3% year over year. And then we have Portland at 1.2% and a usual suspects in Phoenix at a loss of 0.4%. Let's start visualizing this data and go over some graphs now. Starting with median sales price, you can see that we are up, as it says here, 3.1% year over year, but year over year again is only calculating the distance between those 2 points. This does not mean we're above peak, because remember, peak is right here. So pretty much every metro area is still under peak, even though there is that positive year over year price increase. Let's not be fooled by the data. Most of those houses are still down from that peak. Regardless of the slight tick up, I still think we're gonna head down here. Somewhere down here around 2022 and 2021 prices. That's where I think we're gonna end. I suspect next week we will see the trend of downward prices continue from Redfin. Now, median asking price is still doing some pretty crazy things. We're up 5.4% again, year over year. Very surprising how much that skyrocketed upward. Now, I don't know if there's any data manipulation going on, but it certainly doesn't appear like this whole projection right here is normal. That seems extremely deceiving to me. But let's move on. Here's the biggest problem of all, which is the affordability in the housing market. Home buying mortgage payments are up 10% year over year. Okay, so 10% year over year. But again, when we go from here to here, it is up way more than that. In fact, right now, for things to go back to fundamentals, what would have to happen is interest rates would have to either be in the 3%, equity would have to go down roughly 35%, or we all make about 55% more income. More than likely, what's going to happen is a combination of all three of those things, so long as the Federal Reserve doesn't lose control of the recession we're about to go into. Here is new listings of homes. It's saying 0, but this is good, you guys. We are almost, look at that, we are almost above last year. Isn't it amazing how in the slow time of year, we're getting inventory and not losing inventory? Isn't that shocking to you guys? That's how powerful these rate hikes recently have been. Here's my active listings. Johnny, I know what you're thinking. I owe you $1. Vital Signs and Jeff, the same thing you're thinking. It's not the end of the year yet. I was hoping we were going to get to 1 million. Now, obviously, we would have been at 1 million if we count new construction, but it was pertaining to this chart, existing home inventory. Unfortunately, we're sitting at 841 right now. I need another 159,000 active units to win my bet. Is it possible we get there? It's possible. Is it probable? This time of year, it's hard to get that inventory, so I'm not holding my breath anymore. I'm really bummed about that, but let's move on. So we got more great news on the supply front. Supply went up to 3.5 months. We are very close to 4 months. I think we're going to have 4 to 5 months before the year end. This is doing nothing but going up. Why is that going up? Because we have a slight increase of inventory and buying demand is getting absolutely destroyed, despite what Redfin is saying. Redfin is saying, oh, buyers are coming back. Yeah, right. They're not coming back. No one can afford property. In fact, roughly only 13% of American households can even afford a home that's average. We have a brand new record of homes with price cuts. We have a 4-year, probably a forever high. It's probably never been this high for a 4-week period. We are sitting at 6.8. Look at that, guys. We are over last year. So remember, this time last year, prices were going down at an unprecedented rate. Prices were going down, beating normal seasonal decline. And we are now exceeding not only the payment, we're exceeding the price cuts, and demand is even lower. So as long as we hold this pattern, the housing market is going to continue to unravel. Here's Redfin home buying demand, and I stand corrected, you guys. We are actually slightly over year. Do you see that right here? I mean, slightly. Is that 4% over? That doesn't look like 4%. I mean, it's barely over last year. I don't know if I trust Redfin here, but regardless, you guys, we're almost at a 4-year low of demand. We have been at a 4-year low of demand this whole period right here. You guys can see that. So week over week, it actually just went up over last year, but barely at all. It's saying 4%, but to me, that looks like 0.4%. At this point, I really don't trust any of the trajectory of Redfin's graphs. In conclusion, remember, patience is a virtue. Be patient, work on your purchasing power. In fact, I've made a free home buying course. So if you are on the sideline, I'm not saying go buy right now. I'm saying if you are on the sideline, learn how to buy. I put as much industry secrets as I can think of in chapter 1. It's going to be 4 chapters total. I'm doing chapter 2 this weekend. And also, guys, don't forget, we do have a Discord. So if you want to stay a part of the real estate community after YouTube ends, join our Discord to some really great members of our real estate mindset community on there. And other than that, guys, I really hope you guys got overwhelming value, insights, and perspective. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you know I wish you luck, and I hope you win.